I've never been to college, but I've always wanted to decorate my own dorm room for some reason. So today I'm going to college and decorating my very own dorm room. If I can't go to college in real life, then the next best thing is Bloxburg. Not really, but you know what I mean. Okay, so the only thing I know with college dorms is that they are very small, that you can either have a dorm room with someone or you can have a single dorm. I don't know how big I want my dorm room though. How big are dorm rooms? Dorm rooms typically range from 100 to 250 square feet. Okay, but like what is that in Bloxburg terms? Okay, so we can have a single dorm room or we can have a shared dorm room. But I'd say this is kind of the ongoing theme. It's pretty much just a square room with some storage over here, and I think that's it. Jesus, why does that look like prison? I know that there's some people who just don't decorate their dorm rooms and this is what they look like. Oh my lord, those mattresses. You know how many bed bugs they probably have in there? I don't even want to know the DNA on that bed. Anyway, one thing with dorm rooms that I have noticed is that the beds are so big. They have these weird little ladders on the side, and this is so you can kind of adjust the size and the height of the bed, which, you know what, I actually find that really cool. So that's what we're gonna do. Firstly, we need to add floorboards. I'm pretty sure all college dorms just have floorboards. Sounds cool, but in reality, I feel like I would be so cold during winter. I guess we can always add a carpet, but you know what, we'll get there. As for the walls, it's usually made out of either plaster or a weird tile material. So to really immerse myself in college, I am even going to paint my walls a crusty, dusty plaster material. Yeah, so college is really not that common here, and after high school, typically people either go straight into working or go straight to university while staying at home. But sharing a room with someone, I don't know. Imagine if you hate your roommate, how awkward would that be? Okay, how does the window situation look like? Typically they just have one fat window. Some dorm rooms have really small windows, and some of them have a window on the left and the right. You know what? I like that concept better. I like the fact that each person gets access to their own window. Because what if your roommate wants their window shut and then you want it open? You'd be like, actually, babe, this is my window, you can go away. So there we go. We'll have a window on each side of our dorm room. And then the doors in the college dorms are typically just like a wooden material. Okay, I don't really know what college dorms have for this little storage space. Like, is that where they have their own designated kitchen? Is that where they have just clothes? I have no clue. I'm assuming it's just for clothes space. Like, do you share that with two people? I don't know. I honestly do not know how college students are able to fit all of their clothes in a little 2x1. I respect it. If this was me, what I would do is have something like this and have a little storage compartment on the end of my door. Or even better yet, if I had space left over in my closet, I'd go to Kmart or something and add a little tiny ladder shelf. This way we can have more storage in our closet. Although this does make me beg the question, do you share a closet with someone in college? Who has the closet space? I need to know. Oh, maybe the towels can go in here. I don't think college dorms have bathrooms in them. Oh, we can even use these tiny little desk organizers. I don't know what you'd put in here, but I mean, any extra storage is good, right? And then of course this is obviously college, so maybe we can have next semester's books up the top. Yes, the quantum quamodramatics. Yep, I know what they are. Quantum quamodramatics. Jeez, maybe I should have went to college. Okay, what's another random college goodie we can have in our closet? Oh, dirty laundry, of course. A diary. This can be where we talk about how much we hate our roommate. I mean, now that I think of it, we should probably put that on our side of the room instead of the shared closet. And then we'll just have some desk organizers. Okay, and I think our closet's done. The only thing we're missing is lighting. And because we have such a small space, I feel like LED lights are just essential in our college dorm. Like either LED lights or fairy lights. You know what? It's fine. We'll add both. See, isn't that the cutest? We of course have to have that overhead lighting that nobody uses, but we've got to add them anyway. And then there we have our closet. Oh my gosh, the only problem is the doors when they open, they look stupid. So we're gonna have to go like this. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, next up is the bed. So if this was my college dorm, you would already know that I would call dibs on this section right here. One, because it's away from the door. So if our roommate is going in and out of the room, they won't annoy us. Now, because we have cold floor floorboards, we're gonna have a nice fluffy carpet instead. The only rule in our college dorm is that we cannot touch their side of the room. That's the thing with sharing a room with someone. What if you just really hate the way they decorate and they're like super messy? I would honestly lose my mind if I had to share a college dorm room with someone and they just did not clean their room. Imagine having a long day of college and you come home to a messy dorm room. I would go crazy. I am fuming!
fuming! Mega fuming!
Okay, so I know that college dorms do not have the most appealing curtains, but what you can do is buy your own curtains from Amazon or something and just make your own curtains. That way you're not breaking any rules, but you can still have an aesthetic dorm room. See, everyone agrees with me. Everyone has their own curtains. I'm not sure if you can see them, but I'm pretty sure colleges just have these default shutters, and I hate them with a passion because they just let in so much light. So if you add your own curtains, it looks 10 times better. Also, is she okay? Another thing that I feel is essential is blackout curtains. For example, if you need to take a little nap during the day, blackout curtains are the way to go. Okay, so these are the really weird looking college dorm beds. I feel like the closest bed we have to that is these metal bunk beds. And the good thing with these is it comes with a little desk underneath, so more space for us. We just have to push this up against the window. One thing I would hate about this bed is that you can see all of the wooden framing around the bed. I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like you can definitely rectify this situation by just getting like a little frame from Amazon and putting it around your bed. Okay, once we cover those disgusting wooden frames, I've also seen people buy custom bed frames for their dorm. I'm pretty sure if you just type up bed frame, there's like a bunch of them you can choose from. For example, this one. See, and then that way we have our own custom bed frame. Now, like we're done with the custom curtains, another thing we're gonna do is add a curtain around our bed. I used to have a curtain around my bed when I was younger, and I loved it so much until I shut the curtains one night and there was a spider in there with me. Regardless, it's a cute idea. There's like so many places where you can just buy curtains for your college dorm. Say boom, IKEA, $15. We just need to make sure the bedding is nice and comfy. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot sleep in a bed unless the bedding is very cozy. Oh my gosh, the only problem is getting up into this bed seems so hard. Like knowing me, I'd climb up to this ladder, pull the blanket down and fall on my head. But that's just me. Another good thing about our bed having curtains is just in case we wanted to stay up a little later than our roommate, all we would have to do is shut these cute little curtains and then we could technically stay up as late as we want to. The only thing I would miss in college is my cats. So I'd have like 2 little plushies reminding me of my cats, maybe some Polaroids above our bed. Another thing that would bother me though is I usually love to have like a little cup of tea next to my bed and we have nowhere to put our tea. Technically, we could buy a little round floating shelf, like hang this up on our wall. Then if we wanted our tea, we could have that. And not only would this work as somewhere to place our cup, we could also have our lamp up here. You guys love how I've added all this furniture and I haven't even added a roof yet. Ooh, maybe instead of the lamp up here, it would look better down here. And I'm almost certain that colleges can't have candles. So maybe instead we can have a salt lamp. Okay, so the next order of business is our desk underneath here. So most people would leave the space underneath the desk empty, but we are going to utilize as much space as we can. So you best believe I am adding more storage cubes. Then this way, if we wanted to have things that we couldn't have in the shared closet, we can have them underneath our bed. And I'm thinking another extra shelf here. And this is where we can have our desk organizers. I think I want to go with a little glamour interior design. Some whites and golds. Because I mean, who doesn't want a nice glamorous dorm room? Do people even study in college? I have not ever came across a TikTok where there was people studying. I'm pretty sure everyone just goes to the library, which honestly, I would do the same thing. Okay, hear me out. What if we had a cute little like beverage fridge underneath our desk? You know, you're having a late night study session, want a nice cold beverage. And I know that college dorm rooms do not have their own kitchen inside the room. Although one thing that sucks with me is that I cannot share a kitchen with anyone. So what we're gonna have to do is try and make our own kitchen space. But first, we need a chair. These are the college dorm room chairs. I would rather die than add that chair. So we are adding our very own comfy chair. Look how cozy this looks. Take back everything I said. I think I would actually study underneath here. Now, because this was a double bunk bed, we do have a lot more room. We have a tiny bit of room here and we have a lot of room here. So I think the next thing I want is a designated kitchen spot. This way, if I get hungry, I can make something in my little tiny kitchenette. And it's just going to be things that I physically cannot share with other people. For example, one thing that I cannot share is my toaster. I kind of just want something cozy and cute. Maybe underneath here I can have all my plastic silverware. You know, if I was in college though, I'm pretty sure my roommate would love me. Like, we can't fit everything in our kitchenette, but that's plenty. And what we're gonna do is move this a little closer to the bed. Then we can fit our mini fridge right next to it. There was so many college dorm rooms that had mini fridges. I asked my cousin once what she wanted for Christmas and she said a mini fridge for her skincare. What the hell does that even mean? Anyway, we've got some cutting boards, we've got our toaster. Okay, and there we go. That is our kitchen space. I'm thinking one thing that would make it more cozy though is a painting. Obviously in college you can't nail anything to the wall, but there is double-sided tape. So you know what? We can just use that. So this side is done. Next up is this little section here. I was originally gonna have my desk here, but because we have a desk on this side, I think this gives us more room for closet space. And I mean, if we really didn't like our roommate, we could have a shelf right here that kind of divides us from them. This would be me only because I'm petty and I just like my own space. I think we should just add like another wardrobe. Now we need some college essentials, aka air conditioner. I'm assuming that's just included into the room. Or if you didn't have an aircon, you could add an air purifier. The next thing is an alarm clock. That's essential for college. I'm thinking if our room stinks, we can't really add a candle. But what we can do is add incense sticks. And another thing that I'm missing that I just realized then is a mirror. We're gonna quickly have to do some renovations to our bed. Every girl needs a mirror above her bed. That is an essential. There we go. That's so much better. Okay, a few more essentials is a calendar. I might not think I'll use a calendar, but I definitely will. The next thing is hook racks. You can buy these really cute gold ones from Amazon and you just hang it up with double-sided tape. Don't worry, we'll be nice and let our roommate use these as well. Might as well have another little dresser here. This is where we can have all of our shoes. And we're gonna need a laundry bag. Okay, and I think our side of our college dorm is nearly done. Now I just have to finish this side of the dorm room. I was gonna have the same aesthetic, but if you're sharing a dorm with someone, you're probably gonna have two completely different aesthetics. So I'm probably gonna do this based on what I would have in my college dorm. Now obviously we need that weird looking bed that comes up. So I'm just gonna put a sleeping bag on top of a basic shape and then bring that up. So what I would do personally is have a wardrobe right at the front of the door like this. And then for my bed, I would have this backed up to my storage unit. And that way I have a little bit more privacy. Oh my god, so far this looks exactly like a college dorm bed would look like. I hate the fact that there's just an empty space at the bottom. So what I would most likely do is go to IKEA or something and just fill this in. So then it looks good and it's also functional. And I mean, you could also use these shelves for other things such as books, shoes, some beauty products. So that's what I would have underneath my bed. And then for my bed itself, you best believe I am making this as comfy as possible. I don't know how it feels sleeping against the door, but you know what? You wouldn't notice. I'm just gonna make my dorm bed look like my bed in real life at the moment. And right now I have a whole black and white theme going on. So that's what we're gonna do. And I kid you not, this is exactly what my bed looks like. And this little spot above our wardrobe actually comes in handy. All you'd have to do is put a basic shape on top. You would be able to use this as extra storage. And I don't know about you guys, but my essentials is probably having... Okay, so next thing is the desk. I feel like right at the door is a better spot to have the desk, and it's also like bigger as well. Oh my god, we even have to make sure there's space for our closet. I didn't really think about it having our closet right here, did I? I swear every college student's desk is so messy. If I had a messy desk, I'd be more obliged not to finish my work. So my desk would have to be clean at all times. I love me some plants as well. You best believe I'd be adding plants. Okay, there's our desk. I like to think we do all of our get ready with me's right here. This is where we do everything but study. You know, I'm also gonna have my own little calendar right at the door here. And as a final touch, we just need some more neon lights up in here. Of course, the shared granny light right in the middle. So our college dorm is finally complete. This comes to a total of $77,000. Don't worry, your dorm room will not be that expensive. This is a little overview of what our college dorm looks like. This is my side of my room, and then this is my roommate's side of her room. So as soon as we walk in, we take our shoes off, hang up our coat. Although if this was someone's actual desk, I doubt they even studied there once. Also, say what you want, but out of these two beds, this one's my favorite. I just love the fact that it literally feels like my bedroom right now. And you know what? We even have enough room here to do some morning yoga if we would like. But in reality, I feel like this side is way better and would be way more useful. Not only does this side have its own kitchenette, but it also has its own closet. We've got the bedroom up here, which I would love to hop in this bed for you, but I do not know how to get up into the bed. And then if we want to study, we can come down here. And this is personally the perfect space to study. And then we even have the shared closet as well. I kind of forgot about this. Don't ask about the decals, by the way. I literally just type up quotes. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed me recreating my first ever dorm room. I would love to do a build battle seeing you guys recreate your own dorm room. So if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!